Asics Novablast 4 is not perfect, and yet it's our best shoe overall. Why did we look over its imperfections? Which lab results surprised us the most? And most importantly, can you live with its flaws? Asics had a golden opportunity to improve breathability in the Novablast, but our lab tests reveal that we're pretty much at the same spot as before, awarding the Novablast 4 with the same 3 out of 5 score, same as last year's model. Our analysis of the upper shows Asics re-rammed it from the version 3, opting for a more cozy, thicker engineered mesh. However, this new mesh somewhat reduced the airflow. To balance this, they peppered the toe box with numerous holes, enhancing air and moisture escape. We turned on to the microscope to take a closer look, confirming our initial thoughts. The Novablast 4 sports a really thick mesh compared with full-size ventilation holes. Is this the optimal design for an upper? It's a mixed bag. For those seeking a blend of durability, comfort, and breathability, it might hit the mark. We are eager to see how it performs in our upcoming test with the Dremel. What really stands out to us is the thoughtful design. Unlike many other shoes that stick to the same material throughout, this one features a soft and cozier interior, while the exterior is tougher and more durable. Asics is clearly raising the bar with this upper, but we would also love to see this shoe reach at least a 4 in breathability, especially for runners tackling extremely hot conditions. For now, it's a minor flaw, and we are happy to overlook it. However, if this bothers you, you can get a very quick overview of more breathable running shoes by clicking on the breathability chart on RunRepeat.com. We list all the shoes that got a higher breathability score of 4 out of 5 or even a 5 out of 5. These charts are updated daily, so you can't miss new releases. Or go to RunRepeat.com and search for breathable running shoes in the search bar. There we list shoes that scored a 4 out of 5 or a 5 out of 5 on our smoke test, and you can use other filters to narrow down the options further. We had hopes that the Novablast's average breathability might hint at a durable upper. To test this theory, we challenged the mesh with a Dremel at 5k RPM and 3.2 newtons at force. It turns out the upper resisted impressively. We rate its durability a strong 3 out of 5, outshining most daily trainers in the market. We then turned our attention to the heel counter, critical area for many runners as it often wears out quickly. We put it through its paces with the Dremel, applying the same force, and the shoe scored a perfect 5 out of 5. This achievement is particularly impressive considering the ample padding in the heel area and the comfortable fabric that Asics uses. Usually, such a combination tends to wear out faster. They have somehow managed to make it both durable and comfortable for every run, and you can barely see the small scratches made from the Dremel. Now, let's focus on the outsole, which was the Novablast 3's biggest weak spot. We noticed its grip was lacking on wet surfaces, and it wasn't particularly impressive on dry ones either. In our initial test, we measured the Asics High Abrasion Rubber's hardness, which we registered at 79 HC on our Shore C durometer. That's about 5% softer than the version 3, resulting in significantly better grip in both wet and dry conditions. This improvement is partly due to Asics tweaking the rubber placements and enhancing the overall grip. Still, there is improvement for the Novablast 4's outsole. For runners who often tackle wet tarmac or asphalt, we suggest exploring alternatives known for superior grab, like the Puma DV8 Nitro 2. Despite the new AHA formulation being slightly softer, the Novablast 4 delivered an outstanding performance in our outsole durability tests. After cracking the Dremel up to 10k RPM, we only observed a minor 0.6 millimeter dent. This impressive result boosts our confidence in the shoe's longevity. To ensure durability, Asics put 3.9 millimeters of rubber to the Novablast Force outsole. This thickness is more than sufficient to ensure the midsole wears out before the outsole does. This is an increase from the previous version, 3.1mm, once again indicating that Asics aimed to enhance durability, even if it meant adding a bit of weight. Speaking of weight, as we suspected from our earlier lab test, thicker rubber, comfier upper, the Novablast has gained some weight. Now at 9.1 ounces, 259 grams, it's still in the lightweight category for a daily trainer. Is this a good trade-off? In our view, adding 17 grams to this particular shoe is a wise move if it means more foam, greater comfort and enhanced durability. It's a minor increase in weight and a luxury Asics can afford, given that the version 3 was already quite light. Definitely a minor flaw we are happy to put aside. We just noted that the Novablast 4 boasts more foam than its predecessor, but now it's time to verify Asics' claims and measure its growth. With a stack height of 39.2mm, it's 2mm more than last year's model. Keep in mind though, that this increase isn't all foam. As we've already shown, there's more rubber too. Yet, the shoe undoubtedly feels more cushioned in the heel, a feature that rear-foot strikers will absolutely love. In the forefoot, we measured a generous 30.2mm, which is significantly above the average and places the Novablast 4 among the thickest shoes in the market. This makes it clear that cushioning is a standout feature in this shoe. We think all runners won't find themselves short of comfort underfoot, even doing long 20-milers. We meticulously measured the heel and forefoot stack heights, following World Athletic guidelines, and discovered a 9.0mm drop. This differs slightly from Asics' stated 8mm, but it's so close that it's not a cause for concern. And with a forefoot stack height like this, a 4mm offset works well for all types of foot strikes. Asics played it safe with the insole. It's exactly the same as last year's model, featuring an average 4.4mm thickness. It worked well before, so why change it? Let's dive into the midsole, where there's plenty to talk about. Asics has switched from the FF Blast Plus to FF Blast Plus Eco, a foam that we have already tested in the ultra comfy, marshmallow-like Asics Nimbus 25. This modification brings both benefits and drawbacks. The midsole feels slightly less energetic than before. It's soft and comfortable, registering about 17 HA in softness. Plus, the EVA plus OPC foam now consists of at least 20% bio-based materials from renewable sources, an effort many will appreciate. The main downside to this change is that combined with the added weight that we revealed before, the Novablast 4 becomes less suited for speed workouts and more for steady aerobic runs. To test the Novablast 4's performance in extremely cold conditions, we placed it in a freezer for 20 minutes and then retested it. After freezing, it registered a balanced 22.3 HA. However, it's important to keep in mind that FF Blast Plus Eco is still mostly based on EVA. This means its performance in cold temperatures isn't the best possible, as we detailed in our comprehensive guide on this topic. For a bouncy midsole that excels in cold conditions, you should consider the Nike Invincible 3, which boasts a P-Bax-based Zoom X. If you want to look more at winter-friendly options, we highly recommend reading our guide about the effects of temperature on running shoes. We put the shoes in the freezer and even in the oven to summarize our findings and make a point. Shoes can both get firmer and stiffer when the temperatures drop, and it all depends on the foam, the play, the upper, and the outsole. We also cover the foams that are the best and the worst performers in cold temperatures. If you want to know more about the effects of temperature on running shoes, go to RunRepeat.com and read this very geeky article. Now back to the Novablast 4 lab tests. A delightful surprise in this update is the enhanced stability. Asics has made improvements throughout the shoe to achieve this, as we will reveal in our upcoming tests, and we are really impressed with it. While it's not quite suitable for those with severe pronation or supination issues, it's a safe choice for neutral runners and those with minor stability needs. In fact, it's the most stable Novablast yet by a significant margin. Another simple method to enhance stability in the daily trainer is by making it lean towards a more rigid side. And that's exactly what Asics did. It's not as stiff as steel, but we found it certainly feels more rigid than other daily trainers on the market, and we rated it a 4 out of 5. However, with this stack height, there wasn't much choice in this matter. The heel counter stiffness is balanced, rated at a 3 out of 5. It's not too intrusive, yet not overly soft. Essentially, Asics aimed to satisfy the majority with this design, and they've certainly succeeded. It's also crucial to emphasize that the fabric in the heel is not just durable, as we previously proved with the Dremel, but it also secures the feet exceptionally well to prevent any heel slippage. The biggest change Asics made for better stability is the increased midsole width in the forefoot. At 123 millimeters, the Novablast 4 is really wide, offering a landing base akin to stability shoes. While it might be even a bit much for those with perfect neutral running technique, runners with slight pronation or supination issues will absolutely appreciate this change. The heel is almost identical to the previous version, with just a slight increase bringing it back to about 95 millimeters. It's still wider than average, making it ideal for heel strikers who make up the majority of us runners. The Novablast 4 is a non-plated shoe, which is ideal for a daily trainer. This is why it scored an average result in our 90-degree bend test at 25.6 newtons. Being flexible from a longitudinal standpoint is crucial for comfort, not just for daily running, but also for walking or going to the gym. We repeated the test after freezing the shoes for 20 minutes, just as we did with the midsole softness test. The result came in at 27 Newton, which means it is still pretty flexible. Nice job. There's just a 5% difference, a fantastic performance for an EVA-based midsole. It seems that the blending OPC, olefin block, polymers with EVA really paid off, with impressive results in this FF Blast Plus Eco midsole. One of our main complaints about the previous Novablast models was the upper. It wasn't extremely narrow, but it definitely had a tight fit. It's just right, crafted for those with normal feet. It can also comfortably accommodate runners with narrow or wide feet, as long as they're not the extreme cases. The big toe area, featuring a neat 77mm, is also quite average. Sometimes those of us with slightly wide feet, especially in the toe area, really appreciate. We discovered the toe box has a comfortable average volume, offering plenty of space for toes to move freely and comfortably. This is yet another testament to the wisdom of not fixing if it ain't broken. The 4th edition of the Novablast still features a semi-gusseted tongue, which we believe is the best approach for achieving a balance between comfort and lightness, while ensuring a really good lockdown. We measured Asics Novablast 3's padding at a razor-thin 1.3 millimeters, which, while great for us in the lab, raised concerns for many runners who prefer tightly tied laces. With the Novablast 4, you're treated to a properly padded tongue at 5.8 millimeters, similar to most daily trainers on the market. Yet, this padding isn't continuous. It is sectioned off, in and out, with smart design to avoid adding too much weight to the shoe. The insole is easy to take out, as it's not glued, and thanks to the midsole and upper standard size, fitting insoles from other shoes or custom orthotics won't be an issue at all. However, they might feel different compared to the included insole, which is slightly flared to enhance both stability and comfort. We are big believers that every daily trainer should have some reflective elements, and Asics really nailed it this time. We believe the Asics Novablast 4 is an ideal choice for beginners looking for a fun, comfy, all-round running shoe at a reasonable price, or runners seeking a cushioned, lightweight option for their short or long runs, or for anyone needing a versatile daily trainer that effortlessly adapts to both slow and moderately fast paces. Though the Asics Novablast 4 offers substantial cushioning, we think it doesn't quite match the Asics Superblast in energy return. If budget isn't a concern, Superblast is the more responsive daily trainer that you can buy today. Based on our lab test, the Novablast 4 also falls slightly short in breathability, which might be a concern during the hottest days of the year. For those who prioritize excellent airflow in their daily trainers, we recommend considering the Asics Gel Cayano 30, the Saucony Triumph 21, or Asics Gel Cumulus series. This is the eagerly awaited sequel to one of 2023's best-selling, top-rated neutral daily trainers. That's why we were expecting just a minor upgrade here in 2024. But Asics surprised us with significant changes. The Novablast 4 introduces a premium upper paired with extra cushioning, enhanced stability and better grip. In our view, Asics aimed to address the weaker points of the version 3 and largely succeeded, although the shoe did gain some weight and lose a bit of its original magic in the process. Despite this, it's a fantastic all-rounder. We think it's poised to be one of the top running shoes for a second consecutive year. This concludes our review of the Asics Novablast 4, our best running shoe overall in our best guide. It is there together with 6 other shoes that we choose as our best picks. Now we'd like to hear from you. Do you mind the not so breathable upper or its weight? Let us know in the comments.